Hey there everybody, in this video we're going to talk about MeetEdgar. It's an automation tool that lets you do social media marketing automation specifically on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages, and I think that's about it. But it lets you post to these social platforms automatically. And it's a great tool, but the question I get a lot is it worth it? Should I invest in it? And in this video, I'm going to do an in-depth review of it, some of the pros, some of the cons, what I think they could do better, and overall, I'll explain why I use MeetEdgar and I use the paid version. So let's jump into today's video. Hi there, my name is Brandon Brashears. I create daily marketing videos, so if you're looking to grow your brand or your business with digital marketing, be sure to subscribe. If you ever have any questions at all, comment down below, and if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. All right, let's talk about MeetEdgar. And MeetEdgar is one of the social media marketing automation tools that's out there. It is different from other tools that I've used in the past, though. I've used Sprout Social, I've used HubSpot in terms of pushing stuff out. I've used Hootsuite, I've used Agorapulse, I've used MeetEdgar, and I can't really think of anything else. But the benefit of being able to push out your content and have everything in kind of a content silo like the way that MeetEdgar is set up, and I'll go more in depth with that, is that you're able to batch your work, you're able to plan it, and you're able to get it put out in more of a strategic method. And I think that this works great from a standpoint of having posts and content that you're reusing and reposting all the time that are going to push and drive segmentation and drive engagement. And then you have the stuff that is happening as you go throughout the day that you can capture in real time. It gives behind the scenes kind of a thing. So I think that a mix of both like planned and kind of unplanned as things happen type stuff is very important. So as I mentioned, it connects with Twitter, it connects with Facebook, both personal pages and also business pages. It connects with Instagram, both personal pages and business pages. And then it connects with LinkedIn, your personal profile, as well as business page profiles. And so I think that it's pretty dang cool in that you're able to connect with these major content platforms. We're going to be posting anyways. Now, the way that you do this is you go into MeetEdgar, you're going to add accounts, and then what you're going to do is add content into your library. And so you're going to assign content to a specific account. It's very straightforward, it's easy to learn, it's easy to use. I think the user interface is very intuitive, and I've never had a problem with using it. Now, one thing is that when you're doing LinkedIn, for example, you have to re-authenticate your LinkedIn token, so you're going to have to re-log in every 90 days. That's a rule based on LinkedIn, though it's not on MeetEdgar for that. But they'll send you a notification that says, hey, it's time to renew your LinkedIn login. And so I think that from a standpoint of usability and ease of use, it's definitely very easy to use. Now, one thing that I really like about MeetEdgar, and this is probably the main reason why I use it, is because I create tons of content. I'm creating tons of content on YouTube, on blogs, on podcasts, and so it's a lot more of kind of long-term evergreen content. And what I mean by that is it's not something like, hey, I'm talking about a political event that happened last week, and in a month, nobody's going to care about it. I'm talking about marketing principles, and I'm engaging with typically people that, a year from now, after I create a video, they'll still be interested potentially in that video if they're looking for a solution to that kind of thing. So same thing with podcasts. I think that the kind of content that I put out oftentimes has just a longer lifespan. It's kind of a longer tail. And so that being the case, I think it's great that I can go and put my content in, and I can also mix different mediums. I can put content directly in, I can put videos directly in, I can link to YouTube videos, I can link to blog posts, I can link to iTunes and Spotify, and all of these other places based on where my content is, and I can push people out of these different spaces. So what you can do is you can create categories of content, and then you go into a calendar and you create a schedule for it to pull from. So you're filling up your library, and then it will pull from that library and rotate through the content. I like this because it lets me, again, reuse everything and just put it in there once and then update the schedule so that I'm not having to go through and retype out, descriptions and things like that. Once it's in there, it's done and it gets reused over and over again. And so I like this from the perspective of that I think it's very, very important to using content to drive segmentation. So we're using content to attract the right kinds of people to your business and your brand. And then I think that all of the other things that go on alongside of that take a lot more time. So using your content as a way to push people to build retargeting lists, and then from that retargeting list, you're sending them to offers and mid-funnel offers and bottom funnel offers and things like that. And then you're also having to do the ongoing content like live streams and engagement with community and community posts and just all the stuff that you're going to do managing your business's social media. But the thing that I really like about it is it's really set it and forget it, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about what I'm going to be posting on a regular basis. When I create content and I want to make sure that it's getting out and being used regularly, I'll be pushing it out to all my social platforms, and it's very helpful. Now I'm going to tell you really quick here about Instagram. Instagram is now letting third-party apps schedule Instagram posts. And there's companies like Planoly, for example, that lets you schedule it and batch it out, and it will push and actually schedule it. With MeetEdgar, the scheduling feature inside of Instagram is such that it will send you a notification to the app on the phone. It'll save the image that you're going to be posting to the camera roll as the first picture, and then it'll also give you a notification that you can copy and paste so that you publish it and you copy and paste it. Now, I think there's two ways to look at this. It can be either a pro or a con. So number one is if you're just looking for a complete, I want to just set it and have it run type of a situation, Planoly is going to be a better solution for you. But if you're looking for something that you're going to have to jump in and engage with, and I don't think that that's necessarily bad, jumping into Instagram at least once a day to post something and then check comments and having it batched out like that is helpful, as long as you don't get sucked into the time suck that is Instagram, right? Because it's super enticing to go through and start just scrolling away. But that being said, you can use those images that you could post in stories and use them all over the place. So I think that it's actually, I kind of like the way that it is set up. I would like it that I wouldn't have to think about it. But, typically I think Instagram is far more responsive, especially when you have an audience who is engaging with you, sending you messages, sending you direct messages, responding to stories and reposting things. And, there's just so much work that needs to be done. And I think that that's a very high return on investment, time spent of using that content to engage with clients and customers and then having conversations with them that will actually lead to sales, right? So for that reason, I think that it's cool. I like that. I would love that they had a way to post to IGTV. That's just not available yet. You can still post on desktop and things. But in general, I think that the tool is worth it from my standpoint. I like that I can add multiple accounts. I think I can have up to 30 accounts connected at any time. So as a digital marketer, some of the clients that I work with are doing their own social stuff. Some of them want me to handle things. And so I will put it all into a content silo. We'll be constantly posting things. And so it's generally really helpful in saving time. When I am posting content and we're building awareness audiences for companies and things, I'll use my MeetEdgar and I'll use my ad espresso, so it'll post it automatically and then it'll automatically create an ad out of that. And that just is a huge time savings from an agency standpoint. And if you're looking to grow your brand or your business, you need to be casting a net and building that engagement audience of people who are then going to consider you and hopefully do business with you later on down the funnel. So I think that in general, it's a great tool. I definitely like it more than I like Hootsuite. I just don't care for the interface in Hootsuite. It seems a little bit clunky to me. And I know that there's a little bit better of comment engagement and things like that inside of Hootsuite. Agorapulse is absolutely a fantastic solution. I've used that for clients before, and I think that it works amazingly well. So if you're looking for something that has a lot more of community management type things, as far as responding to messaging, responding to comments, that kind of thing, I think that Agorapulse is fantastic for that as well. And then, if you're just looking for something that you can take a huge body of work, stick it into something and, keep using it over and over again, I think it's going to be really helpful for you. So that would be my suggestion, is if you have a lot of content that's already created and you want to be reusing it, getting the most out of it that you can, I would totally suggest trying out MeetEdgar. I think you're going to really like it. But I do think it is for people that have a tremendous amount of content. And I'm just creating so much content that it's great to just set it and forget it. I think that's my favorite thing about it. So that being said, it's $539 for a year, which I think is totally affordable for what it does. But it's completely up to you. I mean, it depends on your business and your budget, and that's the annual plan. I do know that they have specials every once in a while. I think I got mine on Black Friday. So they absolutely have Black Friday sales and all kinds of things. And I know if you pay annual, it is cheaper as well. I would love to know what you think, though. Do you use MeetEdgar? Do you use something else? What are you trying to do with your business? Do you have any questions that are any further on this subject? Because I would love to hear as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the next video.